My friends, there are moments in life when the weight of waiting feels unbearable. When the road ahead seems uncertain and prayers seem to go unanswered, the human heart cries out for direction, for assurance, for a sign that God is not forgotten. And I want to tell you today, He is not forgotten you. He is working even now behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. He is orchestrating events, aligning circumstances, preparing the way for something greater than you could ever imagine. But before the blessing, before the breakthrough, before the promise is fulfilled, there is always a process of preparation. There is a season when it feels like nothing is happening, but in reality everything is happening. Heaven is moving, the divine hand is at work, but the preparation does not always feel like preparation. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like hardship. Sometimes it feels like delay. And in those moments, it is easy to wonder if God has changed His mind, if the promise has been withdrawn, if the dream will ever come to pass. But my friend, God does not change His mind. What He has spoken, He will accomplish. What He has promised, He will fulfill. But before He blesses you, He will prepare you. One of the clearest signs that God is preparing you for a blessing is that He begins to remove things from your life. He takes away relationships that are not meant to go where He is taking you. He closes doors that were never meant for you. He strips away habits, thoughts, and attitudes that would hinder the blessing He has planned. And in the moment, it can feel like loss. It can feel like rejection. It can feel like failure. But do not mistake divine pruning for divine punishment. When God removes, it is only because He is making room for something greater. When He takes something away, it is only because He has something better in store. There are seasons when everything seems to be shaking. The very ground beneath you feels unstable. The things you once depended on begin to fail. The plans you made begin to fall apart. And it is in these moments that you must remember God is not trying to destroy you. He is refining you. He is strengthening you. He is teaching you to rely not on your own understanding, but on Him alone. Because when the blessing comes, when the doors open, when the breakthrough arrives, you must be ready to carry the weight of it. And if you are still clinging to things that were never meant to go with you, you will not be able to step into the fullness of what He has planned. Another sign that God is preparing you for a blessing is that you begin to face opposition. The attacks seem stronger, the battles seem fiercer, the resistance seems relentless, and you wonder why. You wonder why. After all your faithfulness, after all your prayers, after all your obedience, things seem to be getting harder instead of easier. But my friend, opposition is often a confirmation that you are on the brink of something great. The enemy does not attack what does not threaten him. The resistance you are facing is not because you are forgotten, it is because you are chosen. It is because there is something on your life, something powerful, something divine, and the enemy knows that if you step into it, if you walk in it, if you embrace it fully, you will be unstoppable. In these moments, you must stand firm. You must hold on to what God has spoken. You must refuse to let go of the promises He has made, because the attack is not a sign that God has abandoned you. It is a sign that He is preparing you. The greater the battle, the greater the blessing, the deeper the valley, the higher the mountain on the other side. And if you do not give up, if you do not turn back, if you do not allow fear or doubt to steal what God has placed inside you, you will see the fulfillment of every word He has spoken. There are also times when God allows a season of waiting. The waiting is difficult. The waiting is painful. The waiting can feel endless. You pray and nothing changes. You believe and the door remains closed. You hold on to hope, but the answer does not come. And the enemy whispers, "It will never happen. You have been forgotten. God has moved on to someone else." But hear me today, that is a lie. The waiting is not wasted. The waiting is not a delay. The waiting is preparation. God is not just preparing the blessing for you, He is preparing you for the blessing. Because a blessing given too soon is not a blessing at all. If you are not ready to receive it, you will not be able to sustain it. If your character is not strong enough, if your faith is not deep enough, if your dependence on Him is not firm enough, the very thing that was meant to bless you could overwhelm you. And so He waits. He waits until your heart is fully surrendered. He waits until your faith is unshakable. He waits until He can trust you with the blessing, knowing that you will use it for His glory. And there are moments, my friend, when God will test you. He will test your faith. He will test your trust. He will test your obedience, not because He is cruel, but because He loves you too much to let you settle for anything less than His best. He wants to know, will you praise Him before the breakthrough? Will you trust Him before the answer comes? Will you follow Him even when the path is unclear? Because the greatest sign that He is preparing you for a blessing is that He is teaching you to trust Him like never before. There is a stirring in the Spirit, a sense that something is about to happen. Many of you can feel it. You may not be able to explain it, but deep down you know that things are shifting, that change is on the horizon, and yet at the same time you are facing opposition, uncertainty, and moments where it seems like everything is going wrong. And the temptation in these moments is to doubt, to wonder if you have misheard God, if you have been waiting in vain. But let me tell you today, this is the process, this is the preparation, this is the refining before the revealing. Because God does not place blessings into unprepared hands. He does not pour new wine into old wineskins. He does not send rain until the soil has been tilled. And if you are in a season where it feels like you are being stretched, where it feels like you are being tested, where it feels like everything familiar is being shaken, take heart. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something new. But here is what you must understand. God's preparation does not always look like we expect. It does not always feel comfortable. It does not always make sense in the moment. Because preparation often comes through difficulty. It comes through closed doors. It comes through delays that feel endless. It comes through battles that feel relentless. And if you are not careful, you will mistake the preparation for rejection. You will mistake the shaping for abandonment. But listen to me today. The waiting is not a sign that God has left you. It is a sign that He is working, that He is making you ready, that He is setting the stage for something greater than you have imagined. You see, when God gets ready to move in your life, He does not do it halfway. He does not give you a blessing that you are not ready to sustain. He does not open a door that you are not prepared to walk through, because He is not just interested in giving you something for a moment. He is interested in preparing you for something that will last. And so He refines, He prunes, He takes away things that do not belong in the next season. He removes distractions, He closes doors that were never meant to be yours. And in the moment it feels painful, it feels confusing, it feels like loss. But hear me today, whenever God takes something away, it is because He is making room for something better. Whenever He allows you to walk through a season of stretching, it is because He is expanding your capacity to receive what is coming. And I know, my friend, I know that the waiting is not easy. I know that the process is hard, but do not grow weary. Do not let discouragement take hold, because what is coming is worth it. The promise is still alive. The blessing is still on the way. And when the time is right, when the preparation is complete, when your heart is fully surrendered and your faith is unshakable, then and only then will the doors open. Then will the breakthrough come. Then will you step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. So do not let the waiting shake you. Do not let the delay discourage you, because what feels like silence is not silence at all. It is the sound of heaven working on your behalf. It is the sound of God rearranging things, aligning things, preparing things. And when it all comes together, when the preparation meets the promise, you will look back and understand why the process was necessary. God does not waste seasons. He does not place you in a trial without purpose. He does not allow hardship without using it for your good. And when He is getting ready to bless you, He takes time to prepare you for the blessing. You see, God is not just concerned with giving you blessings. He is concerned with making you the kind of person who can carry the blessings well. He is interested in developing your character, your faith, your endurance, so that when He pours out His favor, you will not be crushed under the weight of it. So many people pray for blessings, but they are not ready to receive them. They ask for increase, but their foundation is not strong enough to support it. They ask for opportunities, but their character has not been refined enough to sustain them. They ask for influence, but they have not yet been shaped into the kind of person who can handle it with integrity. And so, before God gives the blessing, He builds the person. Before He opens the door, He strengthens the one who will walk through it. Before He entrusts you with more, He ensures that your heart is rooted deeply in Him. And how does He do this? Through the process, through the waiting, through the challenges that refine and shape you into the person He has called you to be. Because if you are not prepared, the very thing that was meant to bless you can become a burden. The very thing that was meant to elevate you can crush you if you are not strong enough to carry it. Think of a tree planted by the river. Its roots must grow deep before it can bear fruit. If the roots are not strong, the tree will not be able to withstand the storms. If the roots are not firmly established, the tree will not last. And in the same way, God is allowing your roots to grow deep. He is strengthening your faith. He is refining your character. He is teaching you to trust Him fully so that when the blessing comes, you will be able to stand firm and not be shaken. And yet, how often do we resist the process? How often do we complain in the waiting? How often do we ask God to hurry up, not realizing that the preparation is just as important as the blessing itself? My friend, do not despise the season of preparation. Do not fight against the shaping. Do not resist the refining fire. Because God knows what He is doing. He knows what is ahead. And He loves you too much to give you something before you are ready to receive it. Some of you have been asking God, why the delay, why the struggle, why is nothing happening? But could it be that God is saying, I am working, I am preparing, I am making you ready for what I have planned. He is teaching you patience. He is teaching you dependence on Him. He is teaching you to trust in His timing, not your own. And when the preparation is complete, when the foundation is strong, when your heart is fully surrendered, then He will release the blessing. And when it comes, it will not be a moment of striving. It will not be something you have to force or make happen in your own strength. It will come in His perfect time, in His perfect way, and it will be undeniable that it was His hand at work. So, my friend, do not grow weary in the waiting. Do not be discouraged in the process, because what God is preparing is greater than anything you could ask or imagine. And when it comes, you will understand why the preparation was necessary. Keep trusting, keep believing, keep holding on, because the blessing is coming and it will be more than worth the wait. Sometimes before the blessing, God has to strip away the things that are holding you back. He has to remove relationships that are pulling you away from Him. He has to take away the distractions that are keeping you from hearing His voice. He has to close doors that you thought were meant for you, because He knows they would only lead you away from His perfect will. And in the moment, it feels like loss. It feels like disappointment. But my friend, if God is removing something from your life, it is because He has something better in store for you. You may be in a season where it feels like everything is being taken away. The relationships you depended on are fading. The opportunities you once held on to are slipping through your fingers. The plans you made are falling apart, and you are left asking, why, God? Why is this happening? But hear me today. God never takes something away without a purpose. He never removes something unless it is necessary for where He is taking you. So many people try to hold on to things that God is trying to remove. They cling to relationships that are toxic, to habits that are destructive, to situations that are no longer meant to be a part of their future. But if God is closing a door, do not try to force it open. If He is removing someone from your life, do not chase after them. If He is shifting things around, do not fight against it, because every time God removes something, it is for your good. Sometimes what we see as loss is actually protection. What we see as rejection is actually redirection. What we see as an ending is actually a new beginning. But if you do not trust the process, if you do not believe that God knows what He's doing, you will spend all your energy trying to hold on to things that were never meant to stay. And let me tell you today, when God removes something, it is because it cannot go where He is taking you. It will not serve you in the next season. It will not help you fulfill your calling. It will not contribute to the purpose He has set for your life. And instead of mourning what is lost, you must learn to trust in what is coming. There are moments when God will strip things away so that you have no choice but to lean on Him. He will take away the crutches you have depended on. He will remove the safety nets that you have placed under yourself. Because as long as you are depending on those things, you are not fully depending on Him. And when God is preparing you for a blessing, He wants you to trust Him alone, not the people around you, not the job you have, not the plans you made for yourself, but Him alone. And I know, my friend, that this is not easy. I know that when you are walking through it, it feels painful, it feels confusing, it feels like you are losing everything. But you are not losing, you are being prepared. You are not being abandoned, you are being positioned. You are not being punished, you are being made ready for something greater. So if you are in a season where things are being stripped away, do not despair, do not let fear take hold, do not allow doubt to creep into your heart. Instead, lift your head and say, God, I trust you. Even when I do not understand, I trust you. Even when I cannot see the full picture, I trust you. Even when it hurts, I trust you. Because when you trust Him through the loss, you will be ready to receive the blessing that is coming. And let me tell you, my friend, when the blessing comes, it will be worth everything you had to let go of. It will be greater than you expected. It will be more beautiful than you imagined. It will be everything God has promised and more. But first, you must release what He is asking you to let go of. You must trust that if He is removing something, it is because He has something better. You must believe that every loss is making room for a greater gain. So do not hold on to what God is trying to take away. Do not fight against the process. Do not resist the refining, because when God is preparing you for a blessing, He will remove everything that is not meant to go with you. And if you trust Him, if you surrender, if you let go, you will see His faithfulness like never before. You will step into blessings you never imagined. You will walk through doors you never thought would open. And you will know, without a doubt, that God's plan was always greater than your own. There are times when you will feel like everything around you is shaking. The ground beneath your feet no longer feels stable. The things you once depended on seem to be slipping away. The plans you made no longer seem to be working. And you begin to wonder, God, what is happening? Why does it feel like everything is falling apart? But listen to me today. What feels like shaking is actually God shifting things into place. What feels like instability is actually His hand at work, making sure that when the blessing comes, you will be standing on solid ground. When God is preparing you for a blessing, He does not allow you to build your life on things that can crumble. He does not allow you to rely on things that will not last, because if your faith is built on temporary things, when the storm comes, you will not be able to stand. And so before the blessing, before the breakthrough, before the promise is fulfilled, God allows the shaking. He allows the things that are not strong enough to be removed. He allows the foundations that are not built on Him to be exposed. Not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Not to weaken you, but to strengthen you. You see, my friend, there is a process to God's blessings. And that process often involves shaking. Because shaking separates what is temporary from what is eternal. Shaking removes what is weak so that only what is strong remains. Shaking breaks apart anything that would hinder the blessing from fully taking root in your life. And if you are in a season where things feel unstable, do not fear. Do not think that God has abandoned you. Do not believe the lie that He has forgotten you. No, my friend, He is simply making sure that when He blesses you, the blessing will last. So many people want God's blessings, but they do not want the process. They want the increase, but they do not want the refining. They want the promise, but they do not want to go through the preparation. But God loves you too much to give you something that will not last. He loves you too much to let you build your life on something that will collapse under pressure. And so He shakes things up. He tests your faith. He removes the things that are not strong enough. And in the moment, it can feel like everything is falling apart. But in reality, everything is falling into place. Because God knows what is ahead. He knows the weight of the blessing He is about to place in your hands. And if you are not ready to carry it, it could crush you instead of bless you. So He strengthens you. He deepens your faith. He removes everything that would hinder you. And when the shaking is over, when everything that needed to be removed is gone, you will stand stronger than ever before. You will look back and realize that the things you thought were falling apart were actually being put into perfect order. You will understand that the things you lost were never meant to stay. You will see that the moments that felt like endings were actually new beginnings. And you will praise God, not only for the blessing, but for the process that made you ready to receive it. So do not fear the shaking. Do not run from the process. Do not fight against what God is doing, because when God allows things to be shaken, it is only so that what remains will be unshakable. And when the blessing comes, when the doors open, when the promise is fulfilled, you will know that it was God's hand at work all along. You will see that He was preparing you, molding you, refining you, and you will step into the blessing with confidence, knowing that you are standing on a foundation that cannot be shaken. There will come a time in your life when everything feels still. You are praying, but there seems to be no answer. You are believing, but nothing seems to be changing. You are waiting, but the doors remain closed. And you begin to wonder, God, have you forgotten me? Have you heard my prayers? Have you seen my tears? But listen to me today. The silence is not a sign of God's absence. It is a sign of His preparation. The stillness is not proof that nothing is happening. It is proof that something is being put in place. Because before God moves, there is often a season of waiting. A season where nothing seems to be shifting. A season where it feels like you are standing still. But in those quiet moments, in those unseen places, God is working. He is aligning things. He is preparing people. He is making sure that when the blessing comes, it will be at the right time and in the right way. And if you give up too soon, if you stop believing because you do not see immediate results, you will miss the miracle that is just beyond the waiting. You see, waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is the season where God strengthens your faith. Waiting is the season where He builds your endurance. Waiting is the season where He teaches you to trust in Him alone. Because if you can trust Him in the silence, if you can believe when nothing seems to be happening, then you will be able to sustain the blessing when it comes. But so many people grow weary in the waiting. They begin to question if they heard God correctly. They begin to wonder if they should take matters into their own hands. They begin to doubt that the promise will ever come to pass. But hear me today. God's delays are not His denials. Just because it is not happening on your timeline does not mean it is not happening at all. Just because you cannot see the full picture does not mean the picture is not being painted. My friend, if you are in a season of waiting, do not lose heart. Do not let the enemy convince you that God has forgotten you. Do not allow doubt to take root in your heart. Because if God has made a promise, He will fulfill it. If He has spoken a word over your life, it will come to pass. Not in your time, not in your way, but in His perfect time and in His perfect way. And when it happens, you will understand why you had to wait. You will see why the doors did not open sooner. You will realize that if the blessing had come before you were ready, it would not have lasted. But because you endured, because you remained faithful, because you trusted even when you did not understand, you will step into something greater than you ever imagined. So do not grow weary, do not give up, do not let impatience rob you of what God is preparing, because the waiting is not forever. The silence is not the end of the story. And when God moves, when He opens the door, when He pours out the blessing, you will know that it was worth every moment of waiting. You will see that His plan was always greater than your own. You will look back and realize that He was preparing you all along. There will come a time when you feel like you are being tested on every side. You try to move forward, but obstacles rise against you. You step out in faith, but opposition meets you at the door. You pray for breakthrough, yet instead of things getting easier, they seem to get harder, and you wonder, God, why is this happening? If you are preparing me for a blessing, why does it feel like I am in a battle? But listen to me today. The battle is not a sign that God has abandoned you. The battle is a sign that you are getting closer to the blessing. Because whenever God is about to do something great in your life, opposition will come. Resistance will rise. The enemy will try to discourage you, distract you, and make you believe that the promise is not worth fighting for. But hear me, my friend, the very fact that you are facing this battle is proof that something greater is ahead. You see, before every blessing, there is a testing. Before every breakthrough, there is a battle. Because blessings are not given to the weak, they are given to those who endure. They are given to those who stand firm when everything tries to shake them. They are given to those who refuse to quit even when the road is difficult. And if you are in a season of testing right now, do not despair. Do not let fear take hold. Do not listen to the voices that tell you to give up. Because what is on the other side of this battle is worth every struggle you are facing today. God does not test you to break you. He tests you to strengthen you. He does not allow the fire to consume you. He allows it to refine you, because He knows that if you are going to carry the blessing, you must first be strong enough to hold it. If you are going to step into greater things, you must first be prepared to walk in them. And that preparation comes through testing. Think about this. Gold is not pure until it goes through the fire. Diamonds are not formed until they endure pressure. Strong warriors are not made in times of peace, but in times of battle. And if God is allowing you to face trials, if He is permitting the battle to rage around you, it is only because He is preparing you for something greater. But so many people give up too soon. They let the pressure break them instead of shape them. They let the fire discourage them instead of refine them. They see the battle and think it means they are losing, when in reality it means they are closer to victory than they have ever been before. My friend, do not let the enemy steal your faith. Do not let the opposition convince you that God is not working, because the very fact that you are facing resistance means you are on the right path. And let me tell you something. God never allows a battle without giving you the strength to overcome it. He never permits a test without equipping you to pass it. He never lets the enemy come against you without already having a plan for your victory. But you must hold on. You must not quit. You must refuse to let go of the promise, no matter how hard it gets. Because when the battle is over, when the testing is complete, when you have stood firm and not been shaken, then will come the blessing. Then will come the breakthrough. Then will come the moment when you look back and say, it was all worth it. So if you are in the fire, keep standing. If you are in the battle, keep fighting. If you are being tested, keep believing. Because this is not the end of your story. This is only the preparation. And when the preparation is complete, when your faith has been made stronger, when your heart is fully surrendered, you will step into the blessing that God has had for you all along. And when you do, you will know that every battle, every struggle, and every tear was worth it. Because what God has prepared for you is greater than anything you could ever imagine. There will come a moment in your life when everything seems quiet. You have prayed, you have believed, you have fought through trials, yet nothing seems to be happening. You have endured the fire, passed through the testing, and remained faithful, but still the doors remain closed. And you ask, God, did I miss something? Have I done something wrong? Why is there no movement? But my friend, hear me today. When God is preparing you for a blessing, there is often a season of divine stillness. A season where nothing seems to be happening on the surface, but beneath it, everything is falling into place. This is the season where God is aligning things in the unseen realm. This is the season where He is making final preparations before the blessing is revealed. And if you are not careful, you will mistake the silence for absence. You will mistake the stillness for stagnation. But God is never still without purpose. When it seems like nothing is happening, that is often when He is doing His greatest work. Because there is something about stillness that prepares the heart for what is coming. There is something about divine silence that teaches you to trust God in a deeper way. You see, it is easy to trust when doors are opening. It is easy to believe when miracles are unfolding. It is easy to have faith when everything is moving. But can you trust Him in the quiet? Can you believe even when you do not see? Can you hold on to the promise even when it seems delayed? Because if you can trust God in the silence, if you can remain faithful when nothing seems to be happening, then you will be ready when the blessing comes. So many people grow restless in the waiting. They try to force things to happen in their own strength. They try to open doors that God has not yet unlocked. They try to make their own way instead of trusting in His way. But listen, what God has for you will not require force. What He has prepared will not require manipulation. When it is time, the door will open. When it is time, the breakthrough will come. When it is time, the promise will be fulfilled. But until then, you must remain faithful. You must continue trusting. You must refuse to let impatience rob you of what is coming. Because God is not just preparing the blessing for you, He is preparing you for the blessing. And sometimes that final preparation requires stillness. It requires you to sit in His presence and let Him work in ways you cannot see. It requires you to wait with expectation, knowing that at the right moment, everything will shift. And when that moment comes, it will not be subtle. It will not be a small move. No, my friend, when God moves, it will be undeniable. The doors that were once locked will swing wide open. The opportunities you thought had passed you by will suddenly be in front of you. The blessings you prayed for will come in a way that you never expected. And you will know that it was God's hand at work all along. So if you are in a season of stillness, do not mistake it for a season of abandonment. If it feels like nothing is happening, do not let doubt take hold. Because stillness is not a sign that God has forgotten you. It is a sign that He is preparing you for something greater than you can see. And when the time is right, when the final preparations are complete, when everything is in its perfect place, God will move. The doors will open, the waiting will end, and you will step into the blessing that He has had for you all along. And in that moment, you will understand why the stillness was necessary. You will see that God's timing was perfect. You will know that His plan was always greater than your own, and you will step forward with confidence, knowing that what He has prepared for you is far greater than anything you could have imagined. There will come a time when God asks you to step out in faith even when you do not feel ready. He will call you to move forward when the path is unclear. He will ask you to trust Him when the next step is unknown. And in that moment, you will have a choice: to stay where it is comfortable or to walk by faith into the blessing He has prepared. Because when God is preparing you for a blessing, He will always require you to take a step of faith. He will not show you the whole picture. He will not give you all the details. He will not tell you exactly how everything will unfold. He will simply say, "Go." And you will have to decide whether you will trust Him enough to move forward even when you do not understand. So many people miss their blessing because they are waiting for full clarity before they step out. They want to see the entire plan before they obey. They want all the answers before they take action. But that is not how faith works. Faith is believing even when you do not see. Faith is trusting that if God is calling you forward, He has already prepared the way. Faith is knowing that even if you cannot see the next step, God has already made a way where there seems to be no way. And let me tell you, my friend, when God is leading you into something new, it will often feel uncomfortable. It will stretch you. It will take you out of what is familiar. It will challenge you to believe in ways you never have before. But that is the point, because the blessing God has for you is too great for the comfort zone. The calling He has placed on your life cannot be fulfilled while you are standing still. You must move. You must trust. You must take that step even when it does not make sense. Because every great blessing requires faith. Every open door requires trust. Every divine opportunity requires obedience. And if you are waiting for everything to be perfect before you move, you will never move at all. If you are waiting for everything to be certain before you take a step, you will stay stuck in the same place forever. But my friend, you were not meant to stay where you are. You were meant to move forward. You were meant to step into greater things. You were meant to walk by faith, knowing that the one who has called you is faithful to complete the work He has started in you. So if God is calling you to step out, do not let fear hold you back. Do not let uncertainty keep you stuck. Do not let doubt whisper that you are not ready. Because if God says it is time, then it is time. If He is opening a door, then you must walk through it. If He is calling you forward, then you must trust that He will provide everything you need along the way. And let me tell you, when you take that step of faith, you will see God move like never before. You will see doors open that no man can shut. You will see provision come from places you never expected. You will see His hand guiding you every step of the way, and you will realize that the blessing was not just in reaching the destination, it was in the journey of trusting Him along the way. So do not stay where it is safe. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not let fear keep you from what God has promised. Take the step, trust the process, believe that if God has called you forward, He has already made a way. And when you walk in faith, you will step into blessings greater than you ever imagined. You will see the fulfillment of every promise. You will know that God was leading you all along. And you will never doubt again that His plans for you are good, His timing is perfect, and His ways are always higher than your own. There will come a time when God separates you from certain people, places, and situations. Relationships you once relied on will fade away. Opportunities you thought were yours will suddenly close. The familiar things you found comfort in will no longer feel the same. And in that moment, you will wonder, God, why are you taking these things away? Why does it feel like I am losing so much? But hear me today. What feels like loss is actually preparation. What seems like subtraction is actually addition in disguise. Because when God is getting ready to bless you, He removes anything that cannot go with you into the next season. He separates you from what is holding you back. He cuts away what is no longer needed. He refines your circle, your surroundings, and your heart to make sure that when the blessing comes, you will be ready to carry it. You see, not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next chapter. Not every place is meant to be part of your destiny. Not every opportunity that looks good is part of God's perfect plan. And because He loves you, because He has greater things in store for you, He will allow certain things to be removed from your life. And in the moment, it may feel painful, it may feel confusing, it may feel like you are being left with nothing. But my friend, God never removes without a purpose. He never takes away without preparing something better. He never closes a door without already having another one ready to open. So many people struggle with this part of the process. They try to hold on to things that God is trying to remove. They try to force relationships that He has already ended. They try to reopen doors that He has already closed. But listen to me today. When God separates you from something, do not fight against it. Do not cling to what He is trying to remove. Do not resist the change that He is bringing, because what He is doing is not for your harm, it is for your good. Sometimes we do not see what God sees. We do not know the hearts of those around us. We do not recognize the traps that are hidden along the path, but God does. And when He separates you from something, it is because He knows that if you stayed, it would hinder the blessing that He is preparing for you. And let me tell you, when God removes something, He always replaces it with something better. When He takes away, it is only to make room for something greater. When He allows people to leave, it is because He is bringing new relationships that will support, encourage, and strengthen you in the next season. When He closes a door, it is because He has something far beyond what you could ask or imagine waiting just ahead. But you must be willing to let go. You must be willing to trust that His plans are higher than yours. You must believe that even when you do not understand, He is still working for your good. And when you do, when you release what is no longer meant for you, when you surrender to His process, you will see His hand move in ways you never expected. You will look back and realize that the things you thought you needed were never meant to be part of your destiny. You will see that the things you lost were not losses at all, but divine redirections to something greater. So if you are in a season of separation, do not be discouraged. Do not let fear convince you that you are alone. Do not let the enemy make you believe that God has abandoned you, because He has not. He is right there, guiding your steps, preparing your future, and making sure that when the blessing comes, nothing will stand in the way. And when the new doors open, when the right people come into your life, when the blessings begin to overflow, you will understand why He had to separate you first. You will see that every loss was actually gain. You will know that His hand was on you the entire time. And you will step into your next season with confidence, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. My friend, if you have been sensing change, if you have been walking through trials, if you have been waiting in silence, if you have been fighting battles, if you have been feeling the weight of separation, know this: God is preparing you for something greater. Every test, every delay, every shift, and every moment of stillness is not a sign of His absence, but a sign of His divine preparation. He is not punishing you, He is positioning you. He is not withholding from you, He is making room for more. He is not ignoring your prayers, He is answering them in ways beyond your understanding. So do not grow weary. Do not give up. Do not let fear or doubt take root in your heart, because the very things that feel like struggles today are the signs that breakthrough is near. The very things that seem like obstacles are actually the stepping stones leading you to what He has promised. And when the time is right, when the preparation is complete, when every detail is aligned in His perfect plan, the blessing will come. The doors will open, the waiting will make sense, the battles will be won, the answers will be clear, and you will step into everything God has been preparing for you all along. So stand firm, keep believing, keep trusting, keep walking by faith, because your blessing is closer than you think, and the God who began this good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Complete it. Complete it. Complete it. Complete it.